Two Eagles in a row that day.
Live from the Colorado Media School campus in Lakewood, Colorado, the premier radio show on GoMileHigh.com. This is the Press Box.
What is up, Denver, Colorado? This is the Press Box here on GoMileHigh.com, a part of the Be On Air network, also now on YouTube Live if we have any viewers. Welcome into Lakewood, Colorado. My name is Andrew Detmer. I am joined on this gloomy-looking afternoon here with Tyler, with Amato, and Tyler Wilfred, Josh Dover, our own producer, Josh Dover, on board, and a other selection of cast and crew back there learning the board. Gentlemen, how are you guys doing today?
I'm doing good. What about yourself?
I mean, so apparently Mr. Peanut died today. The mascot
news.
for the Peanuts.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
104 years old, man.
Fell off a cliff.
Is that like a day in history something or what?
Yeah, I mean,
Something like
he's an
that.
icon, right? Everybody knows the Peanut.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
the
guess, I don't know.
monocle, the top hat, the cane.
He's going to be laid to rest at halftime at the Super Bowl.
So
That's all I know.
what died? What?
I don't know. Literally, it's trending on Twitter right now. I click on it. It says Mr. Peanut. It says R.I.P. Mr. Peanut. He's 104 years old from 1916 to 2020. That's all I got.
I don't know who has the halftime Super Bowl halftime show, but
They sold the
Kira
company.
and
Apparently-
J-Lo.
Oh.
yeah, this way the rest will probably be better than that. In all honesty,
I can agree with that. Fine with
so
that.
we have a few headlines for you guys this afternoon.
Yeah,
The
sticking with football.
lead headline is the Eli Manning retirement. It was announced about roughly an hour ago. The man who, Tom Brady still has PTSD because of with 2 Super Bowl losses against the Giants. This is huge.
I mean, that's always going to be Eli's legacy is he, beat the man that his brother could never beat in 2 Super Bowls, So, I mean, I don't know if Eli will go down as one of the best quarterbacks, but he obviously has, that kind of legacy where you can't, without a question, not talk about.
Hall of Fame legacy.
Yeah, I was
question
gonna say,
mark.
he's got to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
right?
I mean he was the quarterback that ended the almost lossless season
Yeah, the
for the
perfect
Patriots.
season, yeah.
That's true.
I mean, and then the way he did it too, he was just the play, how he did it was just so remarkable. He has 2 of the most clutchest drives probably in NFL Super Bowl history.
The first one was with the throw at David Tyree, right?
Yeah, and then
The helmet catch.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
The gum, you know what I
Yep,
mean?
the
They
gum
had
on the
junk,
helmet,
yeah.
yeah, the
But
glue.
people forget how Eli had to escape that pocket
Yep.
pressure, and also that pass where he was just pinpoint accurate to Mario Manningham. And I think Super Bowl 45, 46, whichever one was in 2011. But those clutch drives, were the reason why the Giants were victorious in those
Yeah.
Super Bowls.
Yeah, no argument there. The younger brother to Peyton Manning, Denver's own. He was the guy that beat the Patriots.
Yeah,
That's what
I
he's
mean-
known as. Like,
I mean, because his later years, they were pretty terrible. It's just after that Super Bowl, his second Super Bowl. I mean, I think the Giants went to maybe 1 playoff appearance, maybe 2 playoff appearances. Well, I mean, it was just downhill. I remember in 2013 he led the league in interceptions. He just,
Yeah.
I believe they only kept Eli Manning just because he was the guy who gave him 2 Super Bowls. They
Yeah.
weren't really wanting to accept that his abilities were diminishing because his
he was,
abilities
yeah,
were diminishing.
He was
a long
never
time ago.
the elite quarterback he
Yeah.
was made out to be for a couple of years there. He was carried by enough offensive weapons and just a great
Yeah.
defense for most of his career. But I mean, yeah, the dude's I feel like he's a first sure Hall of Famer, number 1 overall pickup when he was drafted to the Chargers, then traded to the Giants, and then he is the first of the 3 quarterbacks to come out that year.
To retire.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, Phillip Rivers maybe next. I don't know if he wants to hang it up. He seems like
Well, he moved to Florida.
So
There's speculation he's going to be something.
what
down
would you
in
think
Florida.
would be better fit, Miami or Tampa?
Tampa.
You don't know.
You got Mike Evans. You got Chris Hogan. You got a couple other guys I can't think of the name of right now. I mean,
But their
if
quarterback, bro-
Jameis can throw 30 touchdowns
And 30 interceptions.
and 30 for 30 coming
But
up.
Phillip Rivers was up there in the leaderboards of interceptions as well though. So I mean, if you're Tampa Bay, you kind of want to improve from the turnovers. I wouldn't suggest getting Phillip Rivers.
But they didn't have the Chargers didn't have an established run game or the offensive weapons that you would have in Tampa.
Yeah.
If you put a better quarterback than Winston James or James Winston
Mm-hmm.
on that team, Phillip Rivers. Say what you will about the guy, he's one of the
Not a
ultimate.
fan.
He's one of the ultimate competitors in the game. Like put him with those weapons, and I mean Tampa has a shot at making the playoffs.
Yeah, are you going to convince him to go to Miami? Who's
I
he got to
mean-
play with? Devontae Parker. That's it.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
just at this year or this stage in his career. I mean,
But either,
what looks better for
how
him?
how I see it is either or. You know what I mean? It
That's
don't
fair,
really
too.
matter because he's in the stage of his career where he just probably still wants to play. It's not like he's gonna probably ever win a Super Bowl ring. His probably best chance was maybe last year when they had the 13-3 run. They could have been a dark horse in the AFC, but they blew it against the Patriots. Who else?
Shocker there.
Yeah. So, his days are numbered. I wouldn't even be surprised if he just decided to hang it up, But he just seemed like he's very compassionate still about the game. I mean, he has 8 kids to feed. So, what I
Yeah.
mean? He loves that NFL money.
No, he's just gonna hang around until he can form a team of all Rivers's.
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll just throw to his kids.
Moving on real quick, Tyler, what you got?
I got the basketball from last night. I believe we got some footage on that.
And a block to finish. And DeSouza blocks it, and now the bench is empty. Just unnecessary.
Yep. That's not good. This is bad.
This is bad.
This is
No good. Oh, this is terrible.
There are going to be ramifications for this going forward.
And it's just no point to it. Yeah, that is not acceptable.
I would get my team to the locker room right now. There were definitely punches thrown.
Yeah.
These officials cannot leave the floor until they sort this out. And this could have ramifications going forward for both teams.
Yeah.
Thank you to ESPN for that sound, and gentlemen, that basketball last night was one for the books.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably one of the more memorable moments. To start off the decade. Why not,
Yeah.
You
But-
don't get them often, especially in college, but
That's what threw me off guard. Like, this seems like, kind of Malice in the Palace kind of level stuff,
yeah.
getting the stands, and, banging it out. That's just next level kind of stuff you don't see every
was
day.
Ron Artest coaching that game?
Who knows? He had some kind of influence, because there was not much world peace that night.
I don't know.
Especially-
I don't know who the players were, but I mean, I'm sure one of them had. If the basketball thing doesn't turn out, one of them has a great career looking forward in the WWE.
Yeah,
absolutely. DeSouza.
Yeah, Silvio De Sousa, a 7-foot big man. So if you go look at the play, game was over. He's dribbling it off.
Yeah, 81 to 59.
Yeah, with about 5 seconds left, and the guard of the other team, Kansas State, steals the ball from him. So De Sousa kind of feels, insulted that, he's even still trying to compete. So he says, why not? I'm going to chase down, block it. Blocks him, stands over him, which is kind of unnecessary.
That's where it went right there.
And, he instigated the whole
Right.
kind of situation, to the point where he was having a steel chair across his head, WWE style.
Going
Just-
through a table.
Yeah, it was just unbelievable.
Off the top of the cage.
But I'm not going to lie to you, it was kind of awesome.
It's always fun to watch, right? It's especially
just
from a fan's
it's big
perspective,
news
but-
because it's the collegiate level. You don't want your amateur athletes acting like that. Especially representing an institution. So I mean, if it was a pro level, I don't think it'd be as much outrage. It'd still be bad, but maybe not.
I mean, it's ESPN headlines regardless.
Yeah,
That's all they care
yeah,
about.
Of course, for sure.
And then to end the headline segment real quick, Amato.
So we have Zion making his return tonight versus the Spurs. His NBA debut, his first set of action since October 18th. He had, a knee injury he was bothered by, so the Pelicans just wanted to monitor him. It kind of seemed like he was going to be redshirted for the, first year, kind of what Joel Embiid went through. But, it was announced a couple days ago he'll be making his debut tonight. And the Pelicans are actually playing pretty good, considering the fact how they started off. I believe they went on a 12-13 game losing streak at the beginning of the year, and they've beaten teams like the Rockets. They ended the Jazz's 12-game win streak a couple games ago.
Beat the Nuggets a few times.
Yeah,
They're
so
sneaky.
I mean, they're a high-scoring, fast-paced team, and that's what I think fits Zion in that mold. Is we should see a lot of in the future, Lonzo to Zion lobs, But tonight, I think it's going to be a night where they just monitor his minutes, comes off the bench. There's people saying speculation that he might start, but I doubt that. I feel it's a night where he plays about between 15 to 20 minutes. But, it's going to be a fun night.
Yeah, and I do believe we have sound on Zion Williamson.
It's been very difficult. If y'all saw me meditating on the sidelines during the games, it's been very difficult, but it's finally here. I finally get to go back out there.
And thank you to NOLA.com for that sound of Zion Williamson meditating on the bench a couple nights ago.
I mean, he
meditates like I take a nap.
Hey, he's hungry. I mean, he's just ready. He's anxious, and he's bored too. He wants to be out there and playing. He probably feels himself that he could have played a long time ago, but the coaches, they were going to invest a lot of money in this young man, and they just don't want to, ruin their investment. So that's why they prolonged his.
Especially with a hype coming off of a guy like Zion Williamson, you want to make sure he can last for more than half a game before something else occurs.
So here's my quick question: who is Zion's NBA comparison to y'all?
I want to see more of. I want to actually see Zion in the NBA before I start making comparisons personally.
Well, prediction before his NBA start. What is your prediction?
See, that's where it's tough for me, and I'm glad you reached down that, because you were talking about the fast pace of the Pelicans, and that's where I don't know if Zion can necessarily hang.
Because I mean,
so where does he fit in?
He's the most hyped player since LeBron James, probably, and I think he's overhyped.
No, easily the most hyped player since LeBron James.
I don't think he fits in today's NBA league though. You have to spread the floor. I mean, he's a rim runner for sure, but to be someone,
how long can that last? When you're 6'6", 284.
And to be honest with you, it might be controversial, but I think he most compares to former Denver Nugget Kenneth Faried. He's just a rim runner. He could probably bang with the boards, undersized, but I don't think he'll be nothing more. He's not a good shooter. He can't really spread the floor, but who knows? But that's just my prediction.
Yeah, and I'm sure if anybody wants to watch that game tonight, you can check it out at basically any local area Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm sure it'll be on all the TVs.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be everywhere.
Real quick, the Nuggets do play tonight at against the Houston Rockets. A few key injuries out tonight for the Nuggets. Not looking good against the Rockets, but these are the games that you expect the Nuggets to lose, and they win by 20. So who knows?
I mean,
it's going to be a good one.
When we come back, there is positive Colorado baseball news, and you will get that after the break. Don't go anywhere. This is the Press Box.
Hey Colorado sports fans, you're listening to GoMileHigh.com, a student-operated station live from the Colorado Media School studios here in Belmar, giving you a different perspective on all things current.
Stop torturing yourself, man! Live in the now!
So stay tuned to see what's coming up next on GoMileHigh.com, Colorado's sports lifestyle.
Showing!
Every day, across this country, hundreds of college radio stations take to the air, broadcasting music and programming that you won't hear anywhere else.
It's one of the last places where people can really be able to actually say what they want to say.
Without it, you wouldn't have a place for local artists to perform. Certain people need to have a chance, a fighting chance, and college radio is that place for it.
College radio changes the lives of those who are involved with it and can change those who listen to it too.
This is where we start out, from getting all this great experience working in college radio. It makes you want to work in real radio.
College radio means finding yourself. It helped me find what I wanted to do in not only school, but in life.
So support college radio by continuing to listen to this station and supporting the students who make it happen. College radio, now, more than ever. A message brought to you by this station and the College Radio Foundation. For more information, please visit collegeradio.org.
What does it take to be on air? It's not just the personality, though it does help. It takes drive, creativity, passion, and the willingness to develop yourself and truly find what makes you special. At Go Mile High, students are given this chance to become something great. You never know. Someone you're hearing right now could be the next big thing, and you could be the first to know how it all started. So keep listening, because you never know what's next on GoMileHigh.com.
So I'm taking a trip over to Tibet, see the sights, climb a hill or two. But I remember, oh man, I got one guy out here who I actually know. So I give an old ringy-dingy to the Lama.
What?
The Dalai Lama, his laminescence, flowing robes, the grace, bald, striking really. I says to the Lama, hey, you remember that round I caddied for you down in Shangri-La? Well, apparently some station out in Lakewood taped the whole thing. See, the Lama's a big hitter. Nailed 2 eagles in a row that day. Well, he says, what station could have possibly gotten all the way out to my sacred holy lands, the Shangri? I says it was none other than GoMileHigh.com, Lama. They got the best sports coverage in the state. The Lama actually tips me this time, 2-1. So he pretty much stiffed me again, but I got him hooked on GoMileHigh.com, so I got that going for me, which is nice.
That's great.
GoMileHigh.com.
As great as Derek is, I'm kind of going to be like that. Remember those old 45s we used to listen to, and they had the song on the A side, the song on the B side you really didn't know about? I'm the B side.
Welcome back to the Press Box here on GoMileHigh.com, a part of the Be On Air network. That was Larry Walker. Thank you to MLB Network for that sound. I know this news came out yesterday, boys, but the Colorado Rockies have their first ever Major League Baseball Hall of Famer in team history. That is beyond exciting.
Oh, absolutely. And outside of Todd Helton, I'm not sure who else you put in there with him.
I mean, guys that are that aren't currently on the roster,
right?
There really aren't. Maybe Dante Bichette,
maybe Big Cat, yeah.
That's it.
But and then is that the Hall of Fame or just the Rockies Hall of Fame? Because you could put all the Blake Street Bombers in there. But I don't know if they belong in Cooperstown.
I mean, I think it's just about time that he got in, because this was his last year. I think
this was his 10th year on the ballot.
So, I know it was either he gets in or there's going to be outrage. There's going to be a riot, So it's good that he got in.
No, it's really, we'll get into this next segment, but especially everything that's going on right now in the Colorado Rockies front office. This is probably a welcomed reprieve from current day Colorado Rockies baseball.
I mean, we needed this just because of how everything's going, how you said the current news with the Rockies going. You needed something enlightening, to at least make you be proud to be a Rockies fan, I guess.
They're probably
the
thankful.
Fun thing about the Larry Walker induction is, I don't know if anybody actually caught the interview he did with the MLB Network, but dude's like rocking a SpongeBob SquarePants racing jacket. Like, that's a total Larry Walker thing to do.
Hey, living his best life. That's what he's doing. Just chilling in the sand, man.
And our own Jake Shapiro, Colorado Media School's own, I think he came here to Colorado Media School, or Jake Shapiro, a guy who's connected to the Colorado Media School in some form or another, shared a video yesterday of Larry Walker getting the call from the commission, from the Hall of Fame commissioner.
Yeah, I actually saw that. I don't remember where I saw it, but and it was just a good moment just to have his family there all together, and just to be appreciated for what you were able to be capable of. And today, when he was able to choose which team he was going for, no doubt he's going to choose Colorado. But there was just that, man, if he choose Montreal, I swear to God, hey.
The only case that he would have with Montreal would be the fact that he's the second ever Canadian-born player in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame outside of Fergie Jenkins, a pitcher from way back yesteryear.
Hey.
His longevity, though, here in Colorado, you put that's probably the main, thing you put in aspect of who you're going to represent when you're on that plaque. And so, it's great just for the city of Colorado and, for baseball.
Yeah, the guy, I always just remember watching him. You always knew his walk-up song. He was always hyped. He was always the first one going to spring training that I remember watching, last one out. He's well-deserved. And going off of that call, did you see the footage?
Yeah.
How they messed with him? That was pretty funny. They're like, you didn't get in again. No, I'm just kidding. You got it.
No, it was something along the lines of, you will not be snubbed this
right.
year.
Yeah,
They like waited a second before they saying you will not be in the snub. Like even me having already known like he was going to be in the Hall of Fame. Like this was like 30 minutes after the announcement came out. Like just watching it, like oh crap.
Like dang, praying.
Like oh thank God, this is actually legitimate.
Waiting for Ashton Kutcher to come out.
Right, you've been punked. Sorry.
Oh, that would hurt. that would physically hurt me to watch. But he was not the only Hall of Fame inductee yesterday. Derek Jeter was also inducted in his first ever attempt on the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame ballot. He was 1 vote shy of unanimous.
And I just want to say to that guy, I hope you're in hiding for all Yankees fans out there.
And that's funny. All my Yankees fan friends are so upset about it. I'm like, why? He doesn't get a Golder jacket just because he got 100%.
I mean, he's in there alongside Ted Simmons. Larry Walker, a guy like I think even Walker's like I don't feel like I should be in here inducted in the same year as Derek Jeter. It's all in the same hall. You don't get a bigger plaque. You don't get a Golder jacket. You don't get more accolades on the plaque. Like if you're a Hall of Famer, you're a Hall of Famer. It doesn't matter if you're 100% or if you're 0% or 75% just on the dots.
So who's been unanimous?
The only one so far has been Mariano Rivera with the all-time closer for the Yankees, which
well deserving. Well deserved.
Absolutely.
The only one that honestly I can see being deserving because he is unanimous.